Stitches, I hope you're all well. So I'm down in the thread shed this morning, packing a few orders. I won't show you around, but maybe that's something that you'd like me to do, show you around the stock room, thread shed, whatever. Let me know in the comments below. So what are we doing with the stitching this week, the stitching through the garden gate this week? We're doing this gorgeous bead encrusted stump work bumblebee, and I will show you how to do the wings, how to do the body and get it so it's standing off the fabric. I'll even show you how to add some beads and do the background, which was a last minute ad, I have to say. So I hope you enjoy it. It is a little bit of a labour of love, but honestly you'll love it. I love doing stump work, it's just I don't do it often enough. So if you enjoy this video, please do give it the thumbs up. If you've not subscribed yet, think about subscribing, because it does help us out enormously, our little YouTube community. It pushes the videos out there so everybody can have a look at us. Yeah, it's totally free. Just press pause and hit the subscribe button, and then if you don't want to miss out on any videos that I post, because sometimes I'm a bit hit and miss depending on how busy we all are, hit that notification bell too. So I'll see you all soon and enjoy the video. So this week's bumblebee will be stump work. So you'll need a little bit of padding or wadding. This is some batting, wadding, we call it wadding here in the UK, that I've got scraps of it, or you could use felt, whichever you've got, or even just a thick piece of paper, fabric. You'll need some scraps of fabric as well as your book page, and that's what you will be stitching onto. I've also got, for the wings, some voile. This is just a scrap I had from somewhere, I have no idea. And a hoop. You'll need a hoop. As I say, you'll need some scraps of fabric. I've got yellows, blacks, and a little tiny piece of broderie anglais in white. You'll want some beads. They're optional. Yeah, a bit of tracing paper. I'm trying to think what else. You'll probably need a little bit of wire. I'm going to use some oh gosh, some cake decorating wire, but it's in the cupboard and I forgot to get it, and I'll get it when we get to that piece. But you just want some very thin wire. Okay. First of all, I'm going to trace my bumblebee picture. I will pop something not quite as scrappy as this into the shop as a freebie that you can download and use. I'm no artist, by the way. I just brought up a picture on, I think it was probably Pinterest or something like that, but I've just got some greaseproof paper. First up, I'm going to do the leaves, the wings, and I'm not going to put any detail in. I'm just going to do a wing shape, and I'll do two of that. This one's a slightly, I weren't quite sure about the shape, so I did a slightly different shape on that, but I will adjust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my paper over and just do a similar shape. They don't have to be exact. Don't worry about them being exact. As I say, I'm just, can you see that? Not very well, but you get the idea. So they're the wings. I'm now going to, I will do my body, and I'm going to go all the way around the outside. And I've just done like an elongated egg shape. And I'm going to get the white bit, and then there'll be a black bit and a yellow piece, and then this big black piece, and then a thinner yellow, and then a black tip. So this is a bumblebee. I'm not sure about the legs as yet, because I might just do some kind of bullion knots or something, but we'll do that a bit later. Okay. I'm just going to check that my bee actually fits on my page. And it does. I might make these bits a little bit bigger, just a bit wider. Probably not that one. Just so it's got a little bit more yeah, a little bit more space. I'm just going to cut this out. Sorry if I'm crinkly crackly. So that's going to fit on there really nicely. Let's move my book out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Another thing you might want is some sequins. I rounded up a few sequins. For some reason, I do not have any yellow, black, or white coloured sequins. No idea why. So, okay, I'm just going to have a little look at this wing. Did I go off screen there? As I say, I'm not going to go to because they have two wings. And if I put that over there and that one there, two sets of wings, should I say. So maybe, yeah, okay. I'm going to wire them so they stand up. They're fine. I'll pop those with that and with the hoop out of the way. Okay, so first up, I want to make this bee a little bit raised up. So I'm just going to see what I've got just to they're not very good for cutting. Just try not to cut paper with my posh scissors. Will be upset if I do that. Not only will I be upset, Harvey will be very upset. He can't when I get them out. He will be quite precious about them. That's the word I'm using. So that's one bit. Just getting prepped first before I start cutting this all out. And then I'm going to do a smaller piece. Oh, do you know, I think I should have done that a little bit longer. So I'll use that one next and just cut this. A little bit. Trouble is, you can keep going and keep going when you're not actually drawing the template onto the. So just be wary. That's the length of that's better, but the width is just a little bit too wide. I don't want too much of a gap. And we see, yeah, better. Oh yes, I'm just gonna go sliver, not slither. That's what snakes do. Right, that's wonderful. Okie doodle. I hope you can see. So that's going to be my my base. Oh, where's my piece of fabric that I was going to use? That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it onto this fabric and then stitch it back onto here, just because it'll make life easier. So I am just going to cut out a piece of that. Let me move my page so I don't cut that up. Move that out of the way. Sorry, I forgot to say you needed an extra piece of fabric. Oh. And I'm just using some of my linen just because that's what I've got. And I will stitch that down. You're not going to see this. So don't worry. And I'm just going to do an invisible base all the way down the centre of it. So an invisible base, you take a tiny stitch at the top, big stitch at the back. So then you can't see it. But it doesn't matter anyway, because you're not going to see this anyway. That'll do. Just finish that off. Pop you in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my pieces. I'm going to cut these out, but I'm not. Don't get too hung up about them being precise. I'm going to do a little scrappy bit, and then I'll put them on. So pop that to one side, and I'll get my extra fabric. This might be too thick, but it will do. This is stuff that's been left over when I've been printing, screen printing, and I've got it wrong, completely wrong. I'm going to cut out my bits for, that's my white bit. Yellow, and another bit, a little bit of black. Right. Okay, so my technique is I'm going to make a little crazy patchwork for each of the pieces. So I'm going to start off, we'll do the yellow, because that's the smallest bit we've got. And I'm just going to go in and start pinning, making little patches. I'll draw around my pattern. I do hope you can see. Can I zoom in a bit? Yeah, just a little bit. I'm just drawing around my pattern. Can you see? I might have to get a, as I say, I'm not going to worry too much about the shape. And this is just an ordinary pencil because you are not going to see this at all. So just give it a bit, make it a bit darker for you. Hang on to the pattern. Don't lose those bits. We'll need them again in a little while. And I'm literally going to go in and make a little tiny crazy patchwork. Oh, this does not want to tear at all. Come on. Oh, no. And I'll try and just a little bit over the edge. Because you want to make it slightly bigger. So you can tuck him in, but it will go down quite a bit. Not got much in the way of yellow. Bit of sari silk. You will do down the middle. I've got some pins. Try not to clank too much. I like a nice scrappy edge, but you may not. I don't think I can do it with the sari silk because that'll be too frayed. Pin it in position. I'm just, like I say, I'm going over the edges. This doesn't want to rip, so I'm not overthinking where I'm putting things. Oh, look, that one's okay. A little bit on the end there. Just tuck you under. I will tuck you under. Oh, just lift that off. It's not quite over the edge, so let's just do a manoeuvre. It wants to be over the edge, but I'm not going to get too hung up on it. That can be snipped off. Do this one. That will do. Okay. I'm just going to put that to one side. I have created some more patchworks in black, so I won't do those on camera. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip that off, because that's too big. I'm going to stitch this down, so just get them stitched down so we can remove the pins, and then we're not sticking ourselves. Not sticking myself with a pin. Right, there we are, that's me tacked down. I will go back down there, just finish it off. I sometimes even finish them off on the front of the work. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. I forgot what I was doing. So I've done like a little crazy patchwork here. Let me see what we've got for the black parts. But what I thought I would do is build them up. I'm sorry, I'm just get rid of that a minute. Which way round's that? Just want to have a little look. Like you there, I think. Pin you on. And I like you there. Pin you on. Not sure about this one. Might have to do might have to do you out of that bit. So I'm just going to cut those roughly out. On 2, 3. Okay. See, that's a nice little bit of black with the, and I probably put that in there. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So I can get rid of all these extra pieces now. Because they're my, I might want that. No, I won't. Get rid of that. And we'll build up our little patchwork of bee. So I'm going to do my little white tip. Just going to pin you on. Lost my pins. And just roughly cut it out. Sorry, it's white on white, so I just need my picture of where I'm putting what. So I know I've got another scrap of fabric. We're going black, but I want to make sure that white will go on there. Yeah, black. The yellow will go on. going to cut that down so you can't see the backing fabric. I can more or less see where I've will get my pattern. I'm making it slightly bigger. Just make sure I've got the white bit down there. Bit of you. Do a bit of a trim. Under there again. Just going to do a little bit of a trim at the top. I'm going to put black in, yellow on top. And it was yellow on that bit, wasn't it? If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just trimming right back underneath, just so I can actually see my pencil line, but I'm not cutting the scrappy bit on top. So I want that there. I'm going to trim that bit down. Trim the backing fabric rather than the top fabric. I'm just adjusting ever so slightly all the time. There's no right way or wrong way with this. You just have to trust the process and go with it. There we are, that's good. Then you can go on top of there. Wonderful. And I will put you under there. I know that's slightly bigger, but to hide it, might have to just trim you down on that side. That. And again there. Got the giantess scissors. I need to. So I'm going to just trim this one up the sides, just to give it a bit of more shape. That can come off. You're going underneath. Tuck you under. Be just a little bit too big. Just trim it. It's a bit too big, isn't it? Don't want it sticking out. It's an awful lot of faffing around, sorry. Up and down on my Bumble Bee. Feel like that might be about right. And then feels too big there now, look. I'm talking to myself. Do that a lot. Now, if this is too big for that, I'll just trim that off. It's not a big issue. And I'm just going to pop you on there like this. I'm just going to pin everything down. Oops. My fabric's a little bit thick, but you just want a little piece of old sheeting or some calico backing or just anything really. I mean, I'm using this linen because these are misprints from when we do the little mini moon gazers. If you've not seen those, they are super cute. Okay, so I have gone round and just tacked it down. Nothing special, nothing fantastic, just basic tacking stitches. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some embellishments. What I didn't say was you probably want some embroidery thread. So yeah, you'll need a few different kinds of thread. I've not struggled with the black, but what I didn't want is lots and lots of black on it. So I've got this, it's like a really dark blue. And I thought that would be nice. And also this DMC, don't know whether I'll use that, we'll see. But I thought I'd got a black in that, which I thought I did pick up. I've dropped it on the way. Which is like got a bit of glitter in it. So I shall start, let's zoom you in a bit and add some stitches. I've been out in the garden and it rained on me. So I was my glasses got all steamed up and I need my glasses to stitch. I don't need my glasses to see outside, but yeah, I do need my glasses to stitch with. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this, and this is a DMC. What's it called? Etoile, and it does come stranded. So I'm just going to use 2 or 3 strands. 1, 2, 3. I'll have 3 strands because I'm going to do some French knots first up, but I'm going to do them a little bit loopy. Ooh. So I'm just going to start by just randomly putting stitches in. 1, 2, 3, and I'm not holding, to do a loopy one, I'm not holding this thread too tightly, I'm just letting it go and pulling down ever so slightly, and I'm just going to go around and do some French knots on this. And basically what I'll do is cover this in stitches. Not completely cover it, but I'll add stitches. And sequins and beads, and I'm not adding sequins because I've not got any that will match in. So yeah, just try and Had a few different stitches. I've had Heather here today, and we've been putting the glass in the greenhouse, which was quite a simple job really, apart from it being extremely windy. So yeah, we ended up, it didn't take us as long as we thought it was going to take, and then I went to get a couple of tomato plants because I'm a bit late sowing a seed now. So I just thought I'd get some plants, some little plants, and bring those on. So I'm quite excited. I'm not all set up. I've got what they call the shelving, the staging, greenhouse staging to get sorted, but it's getting there. We're working our way to it. I'm sorry you can't see these stitches very well on this black on black, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm quite excited about that. I'm just going to finish this off. Don't know what's happened here. So I'll excuse me. I'm going to swap colours. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this, and we'll go on to here. And I'm just going to do lots of put that in the alt. Lots of, oh gosh, I'm just thinking about what you call it. Lots of little fly stitches on this bit. So I have got a video in the winter scroll on how to do a fly stitch if you're not sure, I think. But you just make like a little Y. So you come up one side, down another, and then come up again in the centre, but a bit further, making like a little V shape. I'm doing detached, so then you come back down and make a little stick. And I'm literally going to do a few of these till my thread runs out. Oh, sometimes I can't get I'm just looking for it's there. Pulley thing. A pulley through a thing. But it is super windy outside. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is a test because obviously my last greenhouse blew away. It seems to be a thing. But I shall mainly be using it to start seedlings off and grow tomatoes and cucumber and things that we can't grow, peppers, chilies, that kind of thing. Don't like being outdoors in this country really, it's too cold. I mean, no. If we get a good summer, it's not. It's just you can't really trust that it's going to happen. So I don't mind that I'm going over my stitches that I've already done. It all adds to the texture and the randomness. See why I said don't worry about stitching your pieces down too much, because you're just going to cover it with stitches. Well, you're going to add stitches which will anchor it down. Okay, so done a few detached fly stitch. So what am I going to add? I'm going to do a few little, oh, do you know, I shall do some sheepies, and I'll do a few bullions. And if you're not sure what a bullion knot is, again, I have a video on my winter scroll. I show you how to do lots of stitches. A different stitch every day for, I think it's 24 days or 21 days, I can't remember. So just head over there and have a little look. And I can't thread this needle. Let's get a bigger eyed needle. Better. No. Oh my goodness me. Snip that off. There we go. Sometimes and I'll just come up and do a few of those. Oh. If I'm doing bullion knots, I always use a milliner's needle. Reason for that is the eye, I know I say this every time I use one, the eye is the same thickness as the shaft of the needle, so it makes it easier to pull your needle through your wraps. And I do sell these in my shop. And I also sell chenilles and the beading needles, which I'm told are quite difficult to get hold of. But I do them in like little, I'm going to show you. I've not got a lid on that, but like little glass vials. I think they're £3.50. You get a few in there. So if you can't find them, head over to the shop and have a little look there. But sometimes the metallic disintegrates. topped it with the metallic thread is drag it through some beeswax. Can I see this to thread it? Ooh, first time. Yes. Yeah, put it through some beeswax just to, because it coats it then and it kind of holds the structure a bit more. Because it starts to disintegrate very quickly, does metallic thread. And I've lost. Do you know the little kit I made with my beading stuff in? Do not know where that is now. Absolutely gone AWOL. That has. So I've got a beading needle. I use a beading needle because I know that it'll go through these little tiny beads, seed bead holes. I'm just going to put a couple of them and a couple of them on. They're not the same. And the reason I would like to use the metallic thread is because you can put a little stitch in. Ooh, that's squeaking. And it just shows up as a little pretty stitch. And the reason I put a stitch in is so if your work unravels for any reason, all your beads aren't going to drop off. Do I want some little tube beads on? I'll just put a couple of them on. They're sweet little things. Tube bugle beads, they call them, don't they? Yeah, you see, a beading needle goes all the way through, whereas sometimes if you just use a finer needle, it'll get stuck. It's nice. Yeah, I'll just do an extra stitch just to secure it every 2 or 3 beads. You don't have to put beads on, this is optional, but I always like to. I think it gives another dimension to your work. Ooh. Okay, so I've put some beads on. I don't know whether they're showing up. Just try and give it a little. There we go. So I'm just going to add a few more stitches. And I want to do. Oops. Oh gosh, got this in a knot. There we are. I'm going to do some stitches, but I'm going to use all 6 strands in my needle. just give it a bit of more texture. And I'm just coming. I'm just going to do a couple of wraps for French knots and just pull them in, just to tie it in a little bit. Try not to stick myself with a needle. You don't have to do as much stitching as I do, by the way. I just like, I don't know when to stop. That's the thing. Oh, and also, if you've got a plainer background, you might not have, you can do different stitches, you know, lazy daisy, chain stitches, that kind of thing. I always like to mix up my stitches. Bit of drizzle stitching every now and then. An itch. Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. So I've done that yellow, and I'm going to do virtually the same thing down here. So I will go away and do that. I won't make you sit and watch me, even though I know I can speed it up. But a lot of people don't like that, so I kind of try and do a bit of both. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll go and do this other yellow patch, then I'll come back. So I finished doing the yellow and I'm going back to the black or the dark, and I've found a little wrapped ring that I did in that black sparkly. So I'm adding that on. I'm just doing it with this dark thread. And I did find some, I found a little press stud. I found some little dark beads. So I'll add them. So I'm back onto the white tail bit, and I'm just going to add some bits and bobs. I've had a little search around, and I've always got white buttons and things, buttons and beads, but still no sequins. I don't know where sequins are. But white and silver and transparent are usually quite good. Here's Reggie. Hello. Don't know whether or not that's going to go through them. Oh, it is. So I've found some little tiny buttons that are flower shaped. How cute are they? It's I forgot what I was going to say. I try and, when I'm out and about, things like beads and sequins, I usually go charity shop or thrift shop store and get old jewellery, just because you can get such a lot of beads on a necklace or a bracelet or whatever for like peanuts for £1. Right, let's have a look. So I think probably them ones. What's in there? Are they pearly? They're pearly type. Let's go with some of those. Oops, probably far too many. What's in them? These little jars of beads are what I give out as freebies when people order things off me, off my website, or one of a few things. So it's always cute to get a nice freebie, isn't it? Open. Oh, I love it when I open something and I get a little bit of something that I hadn't, a surprise. So I'm just randomly adding beads. This white thread, it's like a metallic-y diamond, DMC diamond. Ooh, it's not nice to stitch with. There, that's it. You need plenty of beeswax on it. I don't know whether these will go through. Oh yeah, that'll go through. I've got a size 26 chenille needle, and sometimes beads go through them. It goes through a bead, and sometimes they don't. But I have got a beading needle already set to go if this doesn't want, if they don't want to go through. Oh. Right, I'm going to call that a day on there, and I'm going to do some more stitches. It's the Easter weekend coming up, so things are quiet on the old shop front, if you like. People are away, people have been on holiday, and I've been having a little bit of a tidy up in the shed and setting things out nicely. while I've not had too many orders, because I get quite a few orders in and then then I make a mess. And there goes spare. And I'm sure I was on a Zoom call with some of the ladies earlier in the week, and they were all sort of saying how their craft space gets so untidy. Mine's terrible again, and yet I've not long tidied it up. But the shed, the thread shed, as I've started calling it, is it's okay. That's nice and tidy, but there's a lot of cardboard from doing the greenhouse. All the glass was encased in cardboard, and I am loathed to get rid of it, but there's so much of it I can't keep hold of it. And I was thinking, I wonder if I could use it in my raised beds, or make another raised bed and put it in the, I just didn't want to take, but I mean, it will get recycled, so it's not, I'm not throwing it in the dustbin. It goes to the recycling place. I'm just doing some not French knots, bullions, just to add a bit of texture. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, oh my gosh, don't keep that card. And also, each layer of glass was in between. There was tissue paper, and I was folding it up as I was going along. And I could see the kids like looking at me, what's she going to save that for? But it always comes in handy. It's good for packaging. Good for packaging, and it's free. It's recycled then, it's reused. It's good for kind of using in journals, junk journals, that kind of thing. So I can't see me parting with it. But the card, I think that's going to have to go to the recycling centre. We're lucky here in the UK, in our part of the UK anyway, we have a fortnightly recycling collection. So all card and tins and bottles and plastics all go in that, which is great. So you don't have to keep going to the household recycling centre down the road, which isn't too far for us, but it gets very busy, especially when the weather's been warm. And yeah, people have had a good old tidy out of sheds and things like that. So the queue could be quite long. So you just have to pick your time. I mean, Harvey and I usually go during the week when people are back at work, because we've got that luxury of being able to it's just being able to get in the van and take everything on a weekday, and it's usually less busy. But and it's great having the van because I can get things in, bigger items in. But I do get told off because I sometimes come back with things as well. But not very often these days, I'll be perfectly honest. Right, I think we might call that done, Yes, I'm going to call it done. And then finish that off. I don't think I'm going to put any more beads on. I think I've got enough. Just have a little, what do we think? Yeah, that's done. I'm calling it done, although No, I don't know where to stop. Oops. Scissors away a minute. Pop those over there. Just put those out of the way because they will be all over the place if I'm not careful. I've decided that we need to do a part 2 because it's going to be epic if not. So I'm stopping it there, and then I'll upload the next part of the video tomorrow. So happy stitching everyone, and I'll see you again soon. I've decided that we need to do a part 2 because it's going to be epic if not. So I'm stopping it there, and then I'll upload the next part of the video tomorrow. So happy stitching everyone, and I'll see you again soon.